Hey, what's up guys, welcome back to another Clash Royale video. Thank you so much for joining in, and today we have another new deck, which is of course the Giant Skeleton deck over here. The the Skeleton Barrel is again a huge card for actually taking down the tower. It is a really good card. The fact that a lot of people actually don't consider it as a threat, and if you can just combine it with the clone spell, you definitely see the outcome to be really great. And before I start over, I want to give a shout out to Polo Boy, who's actually given us a deck. He's actually suggested a deck, so if you want to try this deck out, it is the Fireball, the Executioner, Pekka, Mini Pekka, Baby Dragon, Wizard, Witch, and Inferno Dragon. You can just go ahead and check that out. It'll be a really cool deck. So here it is, the deck itself. It's a really cool one, and you can just give it a try, and it might probably work for you. But then it does not work on the Electro Valley. I did give it some try. So if you are somewhere at arena level 9 or something, or you want to get to arena level 9, then this deck will serve the purpose for you. So definitely give that a try. So coming to the deck of today, the Giant Skeleton and the Skeleton Barrel are the cards you're definitely really needing. Also, the clone spell is really worth having in this deck, because I'll be showing you how this deck actually works. So before wasting any of your time, let's get right into the video. But before that, make sure to subscribe to the down.Try Clash Clans or Clash Royale content. Make sure to leave a like if you enjoyed this video, and make sure you click on the bell notification icon so that you don't miss any from Clash Clans or Clash Royale content as soon as I upload them. Okay, here is the first replay, and we pretty much have the Baby Dragon. So we're gonna drop in the Baby Dragon, or most probably drop in the Bat to deal with maybe the Inferno Dragon. Yes, the opponent does drop in the Inferno Dragon. We're gonna drop in the Bats over there. Princess unfortunately does take that down. We're gonna zap it and reset the Inferno Dragon to shoot again. So the Baby Dragon will not take the Princess. How horrible is that to see? So we're gonna drop in the guards to take them down. The Princess also does some damage to the tower. Oh my goodness, we're in some trouble over here. We're just gonna let the Skeleton Army just do the damage. So we're gonna start over by dropping in the barrel, and this is something I actually want to say. The barrel should not be ignored. You see, the opponent does not even bother about it, so I'm gonna just clone it in the end. In fact, not. I'm just gonna wait for the opponent to see if he has any good counters. Always, before you're actually gonna use in any of your card, make sure you're actually seeing that the opponent has a counter or not. This is especially for maybe when you're actually using the Hog Rider, Balloon, or something like that. Don't just drop in the raid spell, or maybe a clone spell or free spell or something like that. Just wait for the opponent to do any crazy stuff. That's when you know the opponent has any counters or not, and after that you can just probably go ahead and defend yourself. So zapping in the Inferno Dragon as well as the Bat. So the Inferno Dragon cannot actually go to take that tower, so the opponent will be in some trouble right now. But before that, I actually have to deal with the Skeleton Army, because if he actually does have the raid spell, it's definitely going to be a threat for me. So I'm going to continue by dropping in the barrel, and then I'm going to put in the clone spell. That should be a pretty great combo. These two are do a really great combo. The number of skeletons that actually are going to come in are going to be massive. You see, the amount of damage they're actually going to do is just massive, and the tower is down before the opponent does drop in the Princess. And that is something I actually wanted to say you. It's a really cool card, trust me, it's really great. The opponent don't even bother about actually dropping in any card at all, but then once they're down, you can just combine it with the clone spell. They're definitely in some deep trouble over there. So the opponent again is coming up with the Bat and this weird combo. So we again have the Bats to take down the Inferno Dragon. The Inferno Dragon will not be taking in any damage from the tower. Again, we have counter for both of them, because they are just not going to do area splash, and that is something nice to see. So we have 43 seconds more. The Giant Skeleton is going to treat all of them and take them all down. The Pekka will be down at least almost. Yes, he is down at this point, and we're going to continue by dropping in the Skeleton Army, and then we might actually as well put in the clone spell. But before that, we actually don't want to drop in the clone spell right now, because it definitely will not work, because they're all dead by the time I actually drop in the clone spell. So the Fire Spirits again not doing any damage to my troops. That's really nice. So again, we are in some trouble over here. I'm going to drop in the Skeleton, not the Skeleton, the Guards over here, and that is why I actually love this deck, because you have so many counters for most of the cards. You can just see we have counter for the Pekka, you have the what is that, the Elite Barbarians coming in your way. You again have counters for that. So that is something I actually wanted to say out. It's a really cool deck. Well, here is the second replay, and again, the same strategy as usual. We're going to drop in the good luck up first because we just want to maintain the formalities. We want to be kind enough for the opponent. So this time the opponent has the Elite Barbarians, and this is when I'm actually going to show you how the counter for the Elite Barbarians is actually going to work. So the opponent is not dropping any troops at this point, and he is just letting me take down the damage, at least a few of it, to take down the tower. So the opponent is coming up with the guards. I'm gonna get ready, the Elite Barbarians. I'm gonna get ready by dropping in the guards, and the number of troops we actually have over here, because they're all cheap, can easily take down the Elite Barbarians. And the fact that I actually did drop in the Spear Goblins and the Goblin Gang. The fact that I actually dropped in the Goblin Gang right before the opponent actually did drop in the Elite Barbarians is the thing that actually did cost me over there. So the Skeleton Army, again, they're being cloned, and you can just see the opponent didn't have anything. I don't know, he had probably, but then he actually didn't drop anything at all. So that is something I actually wanted to say, because up in these arenas, they actually don't know that the clone spell does exist over here, and they completely forget about it, and they actually don't do anything at all, and that is something we're going to take into advantage. So we're going to drop in the guards over here and make sure that the bats again are going to do some splash damage to the Valkyrie, at least a handsome amount of damage over there. So we're going to not let the wizard do any damage at all. We're going to zap the minion horde over here, because it's just going to be one shot away from them all to expire. So we are again going to defend over here. We just taken down the tower, and with this deck you can just take down the single tower. You probably are good to go. It should be pretty nice and tidy for you. So don't just hurry up to get to the second tower. Probably won't work out. The opponent will be dropping in most of the cards, and you probably won't have anything to defend at all. So again, we're gonna go in over here at this side, and if you don't have an elixir, you probably, if you are filled up with elixir, you can just drop in the troops over here. Again, you just see the amount of damage they're actually doing, and that's pretty good counters for most of the cards. The Elite Barbarians is pretty much taken down a big threat up in these higher arenas. Almost all of them actually have them, and it's really, really horrible to have them coming towards your way, because they do so much damage, and once they're locked on, you probably have a massive amount of damage. And the clone spell did not work at all for me. Pretty sad to see that. But then the opponent again is not in a position to take down anything, but just do that. Again, if you don't know, the skeleton barrel again does a decent amount of damage once it actually dies. So maybe it's a bat or something, you can just drop that down, and that'll probably do it for you once they're actually going to take that down. So again, you see the bats over here are really awesome. They do a lot of damage once they are in these huge numbers, and pretty much the game is over. We're going to clone up the skeleton barrel, the last skeleton barrel in fact, and the opponent has so much elixir to deal with. I don't know what he's actually doing, but then the game is pretty much over. We actually did get the victory here. It's a pretty simple one, and it's a pretty easy one. So, well, that's how you see this deck actually is pretty simple, and it has a lot of counters. That is something you actually have to see in a deck when you're actually using it. If you don't have counters for most of the cards, like maybe the Pekka, the Inferno Dragon, the Elite Barbarians, and all these guys, if they're actually coming towards your way, and if you don't have counters for them, you definitely are going to be in some deep trouble. So that's the reason why you actually need to have counters. In our case, we have so many. We have 2 ground troops that do a lot of damage, a lot of distraction stuff, and if you can do with them, you can drop in the giant skeleton. We also have the bats and the baby dragon who are going to deal with the air troops. The skeleton army is a big win condition for this deck, apart from the giant skeleton. You can actually see that I didn't use the giant skeleton at all in most of the cases, and that is something you actually need to keep in mind, because he is 6 elixir, and they probably will consider him as a big threat, and they probably will most probably take him down at any cost. So definitely don't think him as a big win condition. Definitely these 2 are. So yeah, thank you so much for watching till the very end. Hopefully you enjoyed. Make sure to leave a like if you enjoyed this video, and thank you so much for watching till the very end. I'm Ayrus, and I'll be seeing you the next time. Until then, goodbye.